Welcome back to the Animation Station, your most fan for anything and everything animation. This is not gonna be a very fun day, because we have to take a look at two episodes. I gotta clean my keyboard. Two episodes that are painfully average. One's not better than the other, and neither of them are really all that memorable. So, this is gonna be a nice quick review, because there's not really a whole lot to say about these episodes. So, let's just get them over with. Today's episode is Sing a Song of Patrick and Picture Day. Let's start with Sing a Song of Patrick. Alright, this is Sing a Song of Patrick. This is an episode that kind of has different opinions. Some really like it, some really don't. Me, I'm kind of in the middle. So, in this episode, Patrick writes a song. And then he plays a song on the radio, and it doesn't go over very well. So, this episode is very unmemorable. Like, my first few watches, I thought, oh, this is a decent episode. But then, on this most recent watch, it just didn't really click with me. Doesn't mean it's a bad episode. Like I said, these are both okay. Neither of these are terrible episodes by any means. But it's just so blasé. Like, barely anything happens. There's a lot of jokes that don't really land. And there's not really anything interesting or memorable about the episode. I mean, the song is hilariously bad, but that's the joke. It's supposed to be. The dodgeball gag is pretty good. I do like that. And I will give it this. It does have one really cool scene that does do a great job of subversion of expectation. So when Patrick's at SpongeBob's desk writing this song, there's a shadow on the wall. And this shadow is made to look like SpongeBob's about to throw a dodgeball at him. But instead, it's just him holding Gary. I will admit that was pretty clever subversion. I did find that pretty funny. Not to mention the shot itself is really cool, and it does have some of the best lighting of the season. And I will admit, the cotton candy joke did kind of get me too. So, this episode can be funny. Problem is, it's just not, because a lot of it is unfunny. And I do think that this is one of those times where they use dark humor, and it just doesn't work. Like the whole scene with the band making the song and how they die immediately after. That's just not good dark humor. That's just way too easy. And like I said, the song itself is hilariously bad, but it's supposed to be. Because, I mean, it's written by Patrick. It's supposed to be bad. And the ending's okay. I do like how they bring the dodgeball guy back at the very end of the episode, but outside of that, it's a 5 out of 10. It's fine. It doesn't really have anything offensive, and it doesn't really have anything terrible. It's not Squidward torture porn. Patrick's not acting like an absolute douche, but I don't know, man. Something about this episode just does not work. Maybe it's its age, I don't know, but this episode just doesn't work. At least not for me. Well, that's it. Let's move on to our second episode of the day. Another painfully average snoozer. Picture Day. So, in theory, this episode actually has a decent concept. It's about SpongeBob going to boating school for his picture day for the yearbook. And that's not a bad idea, and it is a bit relatable because, I mean, we all have to go take yearbook pictures in high school. I mean, it's just a thing that we have to do every single year. So, I can kind of understand where the writers were going with it, but at the same time, did they have to make it so repetitious? Like, they repeat so many lines, so many moments, so many gags, over and over in quick succession that it just feels like a very rushed out episode. It does have some funny moments. I do like the ketchup bit with Old Man Jenkins. That part was pretty funny. And my highlight of the episode is the sponge gloss, because it's so out there that it kind of just ends up becoming memorable. Yes, I know a lot of people will probably say, well, what about the ending shot where he's wearing the giant choppers? Okay, I'll admit that did get a laugh, but it wasn't really a highlight-worthy moment. It was kind of just a really, really silly image that ended up becoming iconic somehow. But the rest of the episode is kind of just boring. Not to mention they reuse that same truck crashing into truck gag that they used in Funny Pants. And unlike in Funny Pants, where it was actually, well, funny, here it's just kind of tired because it's a water truck, then it's a mud truck, and it just keeps going. It's dumb. But I will give it this. This is one of Patrick's better performances, in not only the season, but in all of mid-season SpongeBob, because he does actually do his best to help his friend until he screws it up, because Patrick is Patrick, he's always got to screw up something. But even the screw up, it doesn't feel malicious or too out of character stupid, so I'm willing to let it slide. But his plan about getting SpongeBob in by taking him in a empty jelly jar, that is actually pretty ingenious on his part. But I mean, outside of that, it's another 5 out of 10. Average, painfully average episode. There's not really much memorable about it. It's nothing to write home about. It's just okay. Am I glad it's not bad? Yes, but still, it just doesn't really work. I don't know, maybe it's just me. But I've just never been a fan of this one. I wasn't a fan of it as a kid, and I was not a fan of it even like 3 or 4 watches later. Okay, let's get to final thoughts. No rankings this time, because these episodes are pretty much the same thing. Yeah, this one was kind of boring to sit through, honestly. I mean, the episodes weren't bad, but I just wasn't really entertained by either of them. They had some cool moments and a few funny lines, but outside of that, it's just your typical average mid-season SpongeBob episodes. Honestly, I recommend just skipping both of them. They're not really worth your time. They're not bad, but they're not really worth 11 minutes of your life. Okay, that's going to do it for this review. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for better videos like this almost every single day. And stay tuned because, what do we have next? Let's see. Oh, no. No, that can't be next. No. It can't be, no. It can't be next. I'm not ready. No.